everyone, welcome back, and I am going to share with you today on creating a vision board. Now, this method may not work for you, and you can do whatever you're comfortable with, but this is just how I end up creating my vision boards. First, I want to let you know that this is not how it turns out from the get-go. It actually starts off with my rough draft. So I sit down and I just write down everything that I want on my vision board for the current year. Now, don't be afraid to change things up if you're putting this together and then you decide you want to add or take away things. It's perfectly acceptable to do that. And the great way with the design of this vision board and using it in PowerPoint is the fact that you can actually change your vision board as you go throughout the year. The other thing that I really like about this is the fact that not only is it in my planner, but I can save it as an image and use it as my desktop. Now, when we go to create the vision board, what we'll do is we'll take all of the information that we wrote down on our post-it notes in our rough draft and we'll type everything up. Now, this just makes it look nice and clean. I am using, I believe it's called Alexa Marie is the font here, and you can get that at 1001fonts.com. And they're super easy to download and they're free, and I love the fact that there is such a variety when it comes to utilizing their fonts. So after you get everything all typed up, what I do is I just move everything off to the side, and then what I do is I go over to cleanpng.com. Now I absolutely love this because you can type in pretty much anything and you're going to have a PNG or a um, image that's going to have a transparent background. So it's a great way to utilize clip art, and they have just tons and tons and tons of stuff that is absolutely free and at no cost to you. So this is the website that I recommend. This is where I got all of my clip art from. So once we go back to creating our vision board and you get all of the clip art that you want, I have it downloaded into a file for my vision board clip art, and it was just different clip arts that I used so that I could actually just drop them in. So one thing that is first and foremost on my plan is to do um, monthly, or excuse me, not monthly, but pre-planning for the year, and then also planning out each week in detail, and then reviewing my plans the night before for the next day, so then that way they are just kind of there and fresh in my mind. Now, the great thing about the clip art and having it to where the background is transparent is the fact that you can actually dual layer the clip art in and of itself. So I have taken this, and I'm going to just show you real quick what I mean here. And I just have done this and put everything there for my planning, and I just kind of plop that down. And if it goes behind the actual image, you just right click on it and then you'll bring it to the front, and then it'll pop it into the front, and you can just move this around either with your mouse or with your keyboard and get that into place where you would like to have it at. Now, if you need to resize your font, it's super easy to do that. All you have to do is go up here and you're going to resize your font to have it fit your board as needed. Now, make sure that you measure out your board, so then that way when you get everything all put together, that it's going to be the appropriate size for the space that you're going to utilize this for. So we have this here, start working as a social media manager, and then apparently I didn't save that clip art. So we'll just move on to the next one. Um, So the next one I have is pay off our Infinity. We put half down last year for the Infinity, and then we ended up we're going to end up paying it off at tax time this year because I do not like car payments, and that's just how I roll. So we'll put this here. The other great thing, you can get everything set up bigger, and then once you get it set up larger, you're going to right click and you can group it. So then that way, when you go to resize it, it resizes both components, and you don't have to worry about trying to get it resized all the way, both pieces individually. So once you get your vision board created and finished, the last thing that you're going to need to do, if you're going to utilize this image, you're going to end up needing to print it, but if you're also going to utilize it as your desktop background, what you'll need is to go in and do a shape and just kind of, map out how you want it. You can rearrange things and format things differently, so then that way it'll fit to your correct monitor size. But what you'll want to do is you'll want to format the shape, and I always just do white. You can do any kind of background that you want, and then I take away the line color, and then I just send it to the back. Now this is going to be your last step, just so that you can make sure you have everything how you need to have it. And then once again, you'll go in and highlight everything, and you will group it together, and then you will right click and make sure it's not like this. You want to have it so that everything is going to be selected, and you'll right click and hit save as picture, and you can save it to your desktop, or you can save it into an actual file folder, and that way you have it there. Now I also recommend saving this file as your PowerPoint, so then that way you can make modifications if you choose to do so throughout the year, or if you have this already pre-set up, you can utilize it year to year. So I know that my planning is going to be something that I do every single year. My save more money is going to be something that I do every single year. Remain credit card free, that's going to stay on my board every single year, because those are things that I want to make sure that I keep on my vision board, to keep that in the forefront of my mind. Now, when it comes to printing out, you can do this a couple of different ways. Hopefully you have a printer at home, but if you don't worry. You can always, if you have a friend that has a printer, you could ask them to print it out for you, or you can go to any office supply store and have them print it out as well. And another way that you can do this, I know it sounds really weird, but it does definitely work, is if you want it printed out, Walgreens a lot of times will have little specials where you can get an 8.5, or an 8 by 10 rather, printed out for free. So you can actually utilize, once you save this as an image, you can utilize this and print it off at your Walgreens. It's going to be kind of strange, I understand that, but it's a great way to get something done for next to nothing. And a lot of times you can get these vision boards, printed for pennies on the dollar. There's a lot of places that do printing. So that is pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, please make sure to comment down below. And I hope that this helps you guys so much with your planning and your creativity for your 2020 vision boards. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to have the clip art in there to make your vision board look pretty. You can definitely set it up with bullet points, or you can do different colored fonts or different styles of fonts and organize it however you would like. It's really up to you. You can do categories, you can do, a category and subcategories. It just depends on really how you want to do it. But I have found that using Microsoft PowerPoint is generally a lot easier because you're able to manipulate or move the text around uh, much easier than you can in Word, and you can kind of rearrange things to the way that you would like them formatted. So I thank you once again for coming and stopping by and checking this video out, and I hope you have a wonderful day and a happy 2020.